Hello everyone, this is Alex from alexlancer.com, and today I would like to show you how to deploy your CodeIgniter 4 app on a live server. But before we do that, I'd also like to show you how I start my CodeIgniter projects, and actually any kind of project. So when we start to develop a new project for a client, usually most of the developers start developing on a local server like XAMPP, WAMP, or whatever alternative you use. The idea is that you should try to mimic the folder structure of your web server, of your live web server, with your local environment. That's why I would like to start our installation first using XAMPP and understand totally how the folder structure, how we can change the folder structure of CodeIgniter, specifically of CodeIgniter 4. That's why I created in my XAMPP folder htdocs. I created a CodeIgniter deploy folder, and here I will install our new CodeIgniter 4 installation using Composer. So let's open a PowerShell. We go to this page in CodeIgniter documents, CodeIgniter 4 documents, Composer installation. Let's grab this line of code and open PowerShell or terminal, navigate to the folder in your local server. Let's paste this. Okay, let's try again. Am I doing something wrong? Cannot copy today. Copy. Okay, I guess you should not click anywhere when you want to paste something inside the PowerShell, because it clears the clipboard. So let's just give our project a name. Let's call it live app, just a random name, whatever. So wait for a second to install. Now Composer downloads all the files. And okay, we are done. So I close this, I don't need it anymore. Now let's open the folder. Here is our live app. And here are all our files. So the index.php file that actually executes our app is located inside the public folder of a CodeIgniter installation. So imagine that this public folder is usually on, at least on a shared hosting, it is called public HTML. When you have an installation with a Cpanel, or it could be, instead of public HTML, it could be HTTP docs when on most Plesk installations. Actually on hosting providers who use Plesk for their control panel. It doesn't really matter. The idea is that either HTTP docs or public HTML is the public directory that is linked with your domain. So when we type, let's say, a domain.com, okay, domain.com, your server automatically is configured to check out inside the public HTML folder. Okay, but where to place all of these folders? It seems like CodeIgniter puts them outside of your public HTML folder, and there is a really good reason for that. And the main issue is the security. So let's say, for example, you have this env.file. Imagine if you would have this env.file in this environment file inside your public folder. Now everyone would have the ability to access it just by typing like your domain name, env, and they would have the ability to see all the sensitive information that you have. Let's undo that change and continue from here. So now the way the folders are structured, all our controllers, helpers, libraries, whatever else we've got in our application are located outside the reach of a public. The problem is here that in any shared hosting folders, outside of your public HTML, you've got a lot of other files and folders that are related. Actually, they're related to the setup of each provider, and for sure it would not be very helpful if with the folders of your hosting provider you would mix up all of your folders which are here and files also. Therefore, I think it is better to store all the files and folders of the CodeIgniter installation in one new folder. Let's say we would create a new folder called CodeIgniter. And let's move all the files except our public HTML, which is called HTTP docs now. I will change it again. Let's move it here. Now it is much cleaner, right? The only thing is that we have to change some predefined settings from CodeIgniter. So let's name it public HTML. Public HTML. Okay, so this now looks very similar to what you will see on our live server. I will show it in a few minutes when we get there. But first of all, I just recreated on my local environment the same structure that I will be using on a production server. The one thing that we have to do though, we have to say to XAMPP to start our localhost application from within this folder, and it is actually really easy to do. I've showed this in my previous tutorial where we created a simple blog using CodeIgniter 4, but I'll show it here once more. It is really helpful and really simple. So you open your control panel, XAMPP control panel, you go to config, and you open httpd conf. You scroll down after these modules, and you scroll more, and here you will find a document root. So you should set your document root to point inside of your public HTML folder on your local machine. So let's see, it is CodeIgniter deploy. Okay, let me just copy that. Okay, I created the shortcut, no need for that. Let's take all of this. Let's go back to our text file, paste it, and let's just change the slashes. Okay, and beneath the directory will be exactly the same. So both of the lines, document root and directory, should have the same path. Save this, close it, and now let's start our XAMPP server. If your XAMPP server was already running, you should restart Apache to load the new config. So let's go start here, and let's try our localhost. Okay, so now we get an error, which is completely normal because we changed the default behavior of the default paths of CodeIgniter. Therefore, let's go here again. Let's make a few changes actually. So the first one will be, let's go back, let's go to CodeIgniter. Let's copy the env file and rename it. Let's name it .env. And now let's go back. Actually let's open the .env. Yeah, open it in Atom. Okay, so let me see if we need to change something here. Normally I would change now this to development. I don't know if we need it. Actually, if you want to see the errors, in case we get any, we should go here and make this development. Because when it is in production, all the errors provided by the CodeIgniter are suppressed. So save that. Let's go back here. Let's go to our public HTML and let's check out the index.php file now. Okay, so as you can see here, path, it looks outside, it goes one folder back and then it looks for the app folder. But now we have changed that and we just should add here the CodeIgniter and save it. Let's try now. So, failed to open stream, no such file, CodeIgniter, public HTML on line 32. Okay, let me see what they mean. Oh, line 32. We went one folder back. So, okay, the problem is that I misspelled the folder name. It is CodeIgniter, here is correct, but in my folder here was wrong. So let me rename it the correct way and let's try again. Okay, so now it loads. From what I saw is that whenever the local host takes a bit long time to load, like it's not normal, it should load instantly, but now you see it's kind of loading forever. it is the base URL misconfiguration. So you should go to your you should go to your CodeIgniter folder, go to the app config, and let's say that is it in the app or in the config? Yeah, it is here. So as you see, base URL is localhost 8080, but we are using port, we are not using any specific port, so we should remove it. And now what it is, if you reload it again, you see now it loads fast, and the let me see then. So the folder you can see here is also the debug bar has appeared. Whenever you have a wrong base URL, you will not see this bar. So now we have structured our project in the same way that we will deploy it on our live server, and I think it is time now to go to our live server. Let's just make one more quick test. Let's create a new controllers. Let's copy the home controller. Let's name it YouTube. Open it up. Okay, let's rename the class to YouTube, and let's just echo something, not return the default home page. So let's make echo, and let's be a little bit different and say hello YouTube. So now if we want to try this, we have to navigate to /localhost/YouTube, and here you go. So this is how you restructure your folders in order to be more organized, let's say, and to not mess with your hosting providers other folders that they put in your shared account. So now I will open one of my Cpanel accounts. I've created a subdomain, and let's go 1 second please. So let's go here. Let me shrink, actually expand this a little bit. So now this is a subdomain that I created. You can say that this is your public HTML folder. As you can see here, I have also public HTML folder, this one, but this is where is my actual website, so I don't want to mess with it. Therefore, I created a subdomain, demo.alexdev.gr, and you can say that this is a public HTML of your hosting account. It is exactly the same. So what we need to do now, the first thing that we have to do is let's upload all the files from our public HTML local folder. So let's go here, let's take this and let's throw them here. That's done. Now let's go back here and let's zip our CodeIgniter folder. CodeIgniter, let's zip it. And while it is zipping, let's go to the root directory, click upload, you see, this is all the folders that I was saying to you that you will have. So imagine if you will just throw all the CodeIgniter folders also here. Can you imagine the mess that it will create? That's why let's create a new folder called, actually no, we don't need to create it because we will unzip it now. Let's go to upload and let's throw our zip file here. Okay. Come on. Okay, good. Let's go back. Okay, let me find it. CodeIgniter zip. So now let's just extract it. Extract files. Very nice. So here you can see our CodeIgniter folder. Let's check out what will happen if we go to demo alexdev.gr. Here you go. Your application loads perfectly. If you go to YouTube, you will see hello YouTube. The only thing that you will have to change, actually two things. First of all, the environment variables that are stored inside this file here, .env, should be different on your local machine and your live web server, for the obvious reasons, because here you store the database connection information, the production environment, actually the environment, either it is development or production. So let's go again to our cPanel and edit live there our files. Where do I have it? Okay, I have it here. So we don't need this anymore. I close this and I go here. Now let's go to our CodeIgniter. First of all, let's edit .env file and disable the development mode. Okay, let's say this is production. Therefore, we don't want any errors. So in case you don't know what it is, let me try. I don't know if I will be able to reproduce some kind of an error. No, this is just a 404. But what I can do, let's say we will create an error on a purpose. So if we mistype something, like let's go here to YouTube. Let's create another method. Let's call it error. And let's just forget, like, to close the line with a semicolon. Okay, let's save it. And let's see what happens now if we go. Okay, so you can see all these sorts of errors. On the production server, this behavior would not be the right thing to do from a security perspective. Therefore, we should set always our CI environment to production when we are uploading our application to the live web server. So save that. Let's go back, and now if you see, you just get this generic whoops message that actually doesn't give up any information about your paths, about your database, or whatever error will show there. Okay, that's done. And remember, we had one more variable that we had to change, and it was the base URL variable. That is also should be set it to your live server to match your domain of your live server. So we go to config, we go to app, edit, and here now we go and say that it is https demo alexdev.gr. Save it. Okay, so nothing changed, but it works faster, it loads faster, and here we go. Yeah, let's just remove actually this line. And for all of you out there, echo this, and let's say 1H2. Thank you for watching. Thank you guys. You just have deployed your app on a live web server. Thank you.